Alright, I think we should be live. Hey guys, how you doing? This is Peter Sabo, and I'm so excited to have you on today's call because I'm going to show you some great stuff. Now, to just let you know in advance that there's nothing for sale, and I prepared some great killer content for you, so if you just stay with me and commit to watching this webinar, I think you're gonna leave it with really some great stuff that you can implement right away into your business. So guys, before we even begin, can you guys hear me? So just type below in the chat box yes or anything really, and just let me know if you can. Alright, Mike saying yes, Ken saying yes, Sam saying yes, Caitlin, I gotcha. Alright, awesome, let's begin. So, who this is for? Mainly for coaches and consultants, and anyone who sells information, their knowledge, or expertise. But look, if you're an author, therapist, advisor, product launcher, or an online marketer, I'll show you some great stuff how you can turn around your business and build a 5-6 figures per month coaching business, which is just much easier to do. And as long as you got some high value knowledge, and chances are you do, I'll show you how to monetize it on a grand scale. So on this session, I'll show you the 3 deadly sins of a coaching/consulting business, how you can charge premium fees, and how to stop trading time for money. And also, I'll show you a system that brings me in daily high-ticket sales on autopilot, and pretty much how you can duplicate it. So as I mentioned in the beginning, there's nothing for sale. Really, this is not a pitch fest. I'll give you some great stuff for free. So I also have a free gift for you, a $97 valued mind map at the end. So basically it covers everything that I'll be talking about today, so you can refer back to it anytime you wish. Alright, so before we begin, let me just figure out if this sounds like you. Do you work too hard, nothing to show for it? Is inconsistent income giving you sleepless nights? Technology seems as an enemy to your business. You can't seem to make paid advertising finally profitable. I just listed some of my previous problems, and they might just resonate with you too. Do you see others at the income levels of your dreams, but you just have no idea how they are doing it? Isn't it frustrating? Well, for me it was, and I was looking at all the causes. Why isn't this working? I'm sure you've been there too. When something is just not going right in your business and you can't seem to figure out the real causes, the real problems, and especially in this age when we are introduced to the spiritual new age stuff, I even thought that it had to do something with the law of attraction and these kind of metaphysical things. But I'll tell you more in just a minute and what the exact causes were, alright? So the real problems were in undercharging, trading time for dollars, and a lack of having an HT sales system. By HT, I mean high ticket sales system that does it on autopilot. Now, if you made these shifts, you would easily make daily high ticket sales on autopilot. Paid advertising would be a snap. You'd have both money and time, and actually abundance of them. So you'd have the best of both worlds, which is pretty cool. Yes, you really can have your own high-ticket sales system, which works pretty much on its own, and banks you a lot of cash. So on this session, I'll show you how you can charge premium prices, how you can stop trading time for money, and how you can have a sales system that's doing $5 a day. I'll just literally take you behind the curtains and show you my exact system, and pretty much at the end give you the exact step-by-step plan so you can duplicate it. So let me just take a sip of my water. Alright, so who am I, why you should care, why you should listen to me. I'm Peter Sabo. I'm the #1 best-selling author and CEO of Psychedemy. I'm basically a serial entrepreneur, and in the past I used to do a lot of YouTube marketing, product launches, info marketing. So that was my main area of kind of expertise, if you wish. And even though I was I was delivering a really high value service, I just couldn't monetize it, and I just couldn't charge high for it. So pretty much I had to serve thousands of customers at a very low price tag, like $7, 17. And when I was the most brave, I charged $2.97. But even at that price tag, I was like, no one's going to buy it, And because I had to serve thousands of customers, basically help them, give them the support and all that kind of stuff, because even though they paid me like $7, I wanted to take great care of them and get them results. So because of that, I got burned out easily, I was stressed, and you could say I had no life because I basically traded all my time for money. And even though I was earning a decent income, I just thought that this isn't what I imagined it to be. And literally when I was on the edge of giving up, I discovered this quote: "Think from the person you'd be if all your wishes were fulfilled." Now, actually, my coach said this to me, who's currently doing $1 million per month. Yes, you've heard it right, $1 million per month in income, which is pretty cool, in my opinion. Hey, you tell me. But I really made sure I put Buddha in the background because it's really a picture that just gets attention, because I really need you to pay attention right now, because this stuff literally changed my business and life around. So I want you to really think about it. Think from the person you'd be if all your wishes were fulfilled. Now, you might be saying that it's a bit spiritual, but in reality, all it was is just changing and rewiring my brain. Now, I'll get to that in just a moment. I started acting as if I had a highly successful business with all the wealth that I could imagine, with all the freedom, and basically having a highly successful business. So I literally started to rewire my brain for success. Now, there's an entire science behind it, and it's kind of hard to explain, but basically there are these neural pathways, and if you think in a way for a long time and you do it each and every day like a ritual, that it's supposed to rewire your brain for success and stuff. I've read countless of books on it, but it's really hard to explain. So basically I started to do these rituals that I'll show you in just a moment, and as a result my character changed, literally, and with that my thoughts, actions, and perceptions too. So I literally became more serious. I cut out everything I hated. I asked myself, if I were really rich and I had this business that was going smooth, would I be doing these things that I completely hated? Nope. So I cut it out. I raised my prices immediately, and I invested into a really high-ticket mentoring, and I made a whoa to make this happen. You see, I'm not talking about a statement or a commitment. I made a whoa. So it was pretty much do or die. There was no option B. And then I concluded the experiment. And I really call this the experiment because it literally changed it all around. I took one ad, one landing page, and one offer, and the results were mind-blowing. I became profitable with any traffic source. I created one simple funnel that did all the job for me on its own. It was all automated. Before, as I mentioned, I was trading all my time for money and I was making a decent income. Well, I cut out so many things that I was able to reduce my workload to about 4 or 5 hours per week, and you could say that's the dream life, 4-hour work week if anyone read it. And I've been able to get daily 5,000, even 25,000 sales. And yes, I'm talking about per sale. And I had days when I had several of these sales. So pretty cool, right? And because of this simple experiment that I just show you over here, one ad, one landing page, one offer, I was pretty much able to build my dream business in just a week, alright? So you might be asking, what did I do? Well, I'll show you in just a minute. I'll literally just take you behind the curtains and show you my exact funnel, and then at the end, show you how you can do it too. Let me just show you how it helped other business owners. For example, Yair. Yair is one of my good friends, and he used to charge $1,000 for one-on-one coaching. I helped him turn it into a group workshop with a Q&A session, and I helped him raise his fee to $3,000 per client. Now I told him to do $5,000, but he insisted to just $3,000. So I said, whatever, it's your business. He leveraged his existing list of 300 people, and he easily enrolled the entire class of 12 people, banking $36,000 in just a week. Now you tell me if that's cool. Alright, so now that I have such a business set up, there's no more launches, no more blogging, and no more overwhelmed, no more stress, and no more wasted time. And I think that's pretty cool. Alrighty, so now I can pretty much 100% focus on getting my clients amazing results, and I think that's what really matters. Hold on, let me just readjust my camera. My screen. Okay, I think this should be good. So yeah, I think this is really the most important part in all. And really, that's what matters, if you can get your clients results. So you might be asking, will this work for you too, for your specific business? Well, what I can tell you from my experience, that it'll work for anyone as long as they operate with total integrity. Now, I'll explain it in a moment. But you might be wondering, so is this going to work for, people in the spiritual nature, health, or whatever? Well, I can tell you from personal experience and working with so many clients. I've literally worked with clients in every niche, even golf, spirituality, self-help, personal development, even law of attraction. I work with people in the finances, in health, wellness, well-being, and, general happiness and these kind of things, and of course in intermarketing and these kind of things. So if you're asking, will this work for your niche? As long as you have some high value knowledge and you know that it's really something of high value, unless it is, some seaweed wrap that has no use, then you can do it, alright? Also, a requirement is that you operate with total integrity. Now, that basically means that you commit to becoming the best at your area of mastering. So right now, you might not be the best in the industry. You might be, I don't know. But the point is that you commit to becoming the best and you start acting as if you were the best. So you really never let a client get into your workshop who isn't a good fit. You will never ever settle. If there's simply a client that, is ready to hand you the cash, but it's simply not a good fit, you will not take them in. You will not settle. If you say something, you say a promise, you make a statement, you make a commitment, you will not let it, slip. You will not let it slip. You gotta make sure that you follow through. Also, very important point, you never let a client do anything that isn't in their best interest. Well, first of all, not letting them into your coaching program unless they, are really a good fit. And also, when they are in, sorry, you make sure that they are taken great care of. And if they tell you that, hey, should I do this, launch this marketing campaign, and even though to just sell them and show them how to fix it could take, even days, just out of laziness, you will not settle. You will actually go out there and help them change it. So that's what I'm talking about when I mention total integrity. And also, you make a commitment, if anyone gets into your workshop, that you do your best, the best in your ability, to take great care of them, to get them results, and basically do everything in your power. Alright? So, before I actually just take you behind the curtains and show you my process and how I'm doing this, I want to ask you, is your sales process creating the results that you want every day? Now, whatever the answer might be, maybe not, maybe yes, I'll show you my process in the next slide. So basically what I do is run any paid traffic source, because I mentioned I can be profitable with any, and that's because of the high ticket price tag. Now basically I send them to either landing page, but lately I've been sending them to an auto webinar, and here's why it's so much better. Basically it pre-sells them, it creates massive goodwill, and it really establishes your authority or position, and it also creates that connection and trust between the audience and the presenter. So it's a great way to demonstrate that you really know what you're talking about, that you really know your stuff. Give your audience some great insight and information, so when they leave the webinar, they'll be like, alright, today I've learned something. And at the end, if both parties feel that it's a good fit, that you can help them and they want you to help them, then basically that's when the high ticket sale happens. And this is where I was able to generate 2,000, even 25,000 per sale. So if you're wondering that whether you should charge low or high, which one is better, let me just show you an example. And actually, these are real examples. I had it experienced in my life. So what I used to do is product launches, and basically a lot of people send you traffic. So let's say 1,000 visitors landed on a sales page, 20% of them buys at $7, which is pretty decent conversion rate, and I just made 1,400 in profit. Now usually if you want to do paid ads with that, you're going to lose money. You're going to lose a lot of money. But here's what happens if you do high ticket products. So let's say you send 1,000 visitors to a page where 0.5% buys, which is very low, and they buy at 5 grand. Now you've just made 25 grand in profit. Now let's say you send the same amount of visitors, but already 2% buys, and you've already made $100,000. And you know, charging higher and actually converting them is easier than you think. And profiting with such a huge margin, sales is just it's just easy. Let me say it this way. Well, I'll actually show you a test which basically proves my point. So here's what people normally do. They run Facebook ads to a simple sales page to a low ticket product, whether that's $9, $47, or maybe even $97. Now usually what happens is that they lose money or break even. Now if they're lucky, they can make a small return on investment. Now if they make around, you know, 200%, 300%, they're jumping around doing backflips in their house, because that's, you know, considered such a huge success. And they even do remarketing and all these kind of things, which are pretty cool. I do them too, but you know, simply they make a very little compared to high ticket offers. So let me actually show you a simple test that I've done just to prove my point. Now, as I showed you before, I used a one ad, one webinar, and one offer. Now I just changed the webinar to a simple landing page, which is less effective than a webinar. So I basically spent around $700 on ads. You can see the exact ad, you can see the exact landing page. Now I've gotten around 133 clicks, and out of those I had 9 appointments booked in at around $80 per appointment. Now I just closed 1 out of 9. Now that's because I had no webinar, no pre-sale event, which is very important, which is super important. If I had it, I could have closed like 1 out of 4, maybe even less. And you know, I just made $7,000. So as you can see, I made almost 1,000% return on investment on my pretty much first test campaign, just to prove my point, because I like to do it with webinars. So guys, now we get into the content part, actually teaching you how you can do these things and how you can change around your business. So let's begin with how to command premium fees. And there are 2 options. You either secretly know that your work is worth more than what you're charging, but you're afraid that if you raise your prices, no one will pay them. Or B, you don't believe that it is worth the higher price tag because you still charge based on the time and effort invested, or you simply have a limiting belief. So let me address both and give you some great information on this. Alright, so people tend to think that expensive is better anyway, so therefore you will attract better and more motivated clients who will actually apply your stuff, therefore get results, and that is priceless to both parties. You know, you get a happy client, you get referrals, you get testimonials, you get case studies. That's priceless. And if they get results, that's also priceless. And now think about it. If you were selling your stuff, whatever that might be, for like $400 or maybe even less, do you know how many of them would actually apply this stuff? Well, not many of them, because if you charge low, if you're cheap, no one will be committed. Guess what? Why so many people who buy these low ticket products, $7, $47, $97, never apply this stuff, therefore never get results? Well, like 90% never does, because there's no commitment behind it, no commitment whatsoever. There's, no knife behind their back saying that you do this or you lose, a huge amount of money, because anyone at any time can throw like $7 out of their window. It's not important. So that's why it happens so often. Or many people just buy a book, they are happy when they receive it, but they put it on the shelf and never read it. Why is that? Because, there's no commitment behind it. Also, we want what we can't have. So high prices not only reassure your clients that you are the best of the best, but also attract the ideal clients that you want to work with who actually apply your stuff. And that's really the big secret here. If you get clients who apply your stuff, then that's really what you want to get, right? And also, cheap prices really hurt your business. People think that cheap solutions are substandard, and not only that, but people will not apply your stuff because there's no commitment behind it, see? Also, let me address the second one. B. if you still charge based on the time or effort invested, you gotta know that no one, not a single person on earth buys an hour of your time, neither your knowledge, neither your proprietary system to run profitable marketing campaigns. All they buy is the result, the transformation. You must charge based on the value of the result that you can deliver. Let me give you an example. How much is an hour-long relationship consultation worth? $100, maybe $200, but how much is worth saving someone's marriage? In my opinion, is priceless. Or how much is a proprietary system worth that creates, I don't know, some marketing campaigns? Maybe a few $100, but how much is worth building a business that's smooth, that generates 5-6 figures per month, that gets you the freedom and the time with the family and gives you peace of mind? Well, again, that's priceless. So you gotta really change your perception, your mindset regarding charging higher, and you gotta think in terms of the results and the transformation that you're delivering. It doesn't matter how you deliver it, as long as they get the transformation, they are going to be happy. So stop thinking in terms of time and the amount of information you give them or how fancy it is. That's not what matters. What matters are the results. Wouldn't you agree? So now I want to talk about a backbone of $1 million business. It's a webinar. And why a great webinar? Well, it builds trust, creates a connection, and it also demonstrates that you know your stuff while building a massive goodwill, because you give all this great stuff to your audience. And it creates this reciprocity. And as I mentioned, it's a backbone of $1 million business. So I want to share with you my webinar formula that you can implement in your business just like that, and pretty much increase sales on, well, as soon as you implement it. So you basically want to start with an intro. So, just say, hey, we are live. Welcome, Michael. Welcome, everyone. You ask them if they can hear you. Simple chit chat. You know how to do that. Then we get into setting the stage. You basically want to tell them that, hey, this is who it is for and what you're gonna learn. And basically you want to tell them that, hey, pay attention right now, make that commitment, because there might not be a replay. Shut down Facebook, shut down Twitter. You want to pay attention right now, because this is something really awesome. You might want to tell them that there's nothing for sale, if really there's nothing for sale. Unless you want to lie to your audience, which is not a good thing to do. You also want to then glue them till the end. So basically, offer them some sort of incentive to make sure they stick with you till the end. So whether that's a mind map, just like in our case, I want you to stick with me, because this stuff is really business changing, if you wish to say it this way. So I want you to stick with me and just listen to this great stuff. So give them something, whether that's your private resources, a cheat sheet, whatever that might be. Give them something, include them till the end. But then you want to go into the zero to hero story, basically your personal story, who you are, and before you actually learned all this great stuff, what was your business like, what was your life like, and then share your story, how you were able to go from point A to point B, and now that you want to give back to the community your great information. Then you move into the content, basically giving your audience all the great information they need to know. Now, basically right now we are at the content part, right? And at the end, you don't want to overteach your audience. Now, don't get me wrong, this doesn't mean that you don't want to give them great value, but you simply don't want to overwhelm them. So give them like 3, 4, 5 pieces of great content so they can leave the webinar knowing that they've learned something, that they can implement some great stuff in their business. But you definitely don't want to make them overwhelmed and just, let them leave the webinar not knowing what to do. And at the end, if you have anything for sale, you want to present your mafia offer, right? So let me show you how you can leverage time. So let me illustrate my point with an example. Let's say you're a consultant who charges $100 for an hour. If your book's solid and you see 40 clients a week, that means you make around $4 grand a week or 12 grand per month. And you could say that's decent money. But essentially, you'll have no life, you'll have no free time, and because of this, you'll get burnt out. Now guess what? You suffer, and your clients suffer too, because they're getting a burnt out or a coach or a consultant who just wants the day to end. And basically, you might have not even noticed this, but basically the fact that you work on a rate of 100 bucks per an hour, it creates an invisible glass ceiling on your income. And it's very important to just understand this point. So, how to leverage your time? I want you to take a problem that you can solve and split it into milestones. Let's say 6 to 12 milestones. Now, you tell me how much is ideal for your specific problem. And you want to create a group workshop regarding that problem with Q&A. So you basically want to have one training session per week and one Q&A session per week. And if you've just said that you want to break down your problem into 8 milestones, so let's say your problem that you're solving is you know, saving someone's marriage, and you might want to break it down to 8 milestones. And the first one might be reestablishing communication, second one taking out them to dinner, whatever it might be. You split it up and you basically teach one milestone per week, and you have a Q&A so they can ask you questions. You might be selling some information on how to double the business, so that first milestone could be, you know, optimizing the website, second could be, you know, lowering the cost per lead, and these kind of things. And you can sell such a workshop for 2 grand, even 20 grand per spot. And if the client gets the results that they wanted, the way they deliver it doesn't matter. I mean, you might be saying right now, okay, but if I don't work one-on-one with a client, it's not so valuable. Well, really what matters, as I mentioned before, is the result, is the transformation. You gotta stop thinking in terms of time and money. I mean, time and effort spent, right? If they get the transformation, the same transformation they would get if they work with you one-on-one, and if they get it in a group workshop, does it matter? No. No one cares, especially the client doesn't care. If they get what they wanted, they will be happy. They will be actually more than happy. So you enroll just 10 people at 5 grand per month, and boom, you got just, you know, 50 grand a month. So I want to give you a few points regarding this. So now that you're not working with clients one-on-one and you have a group workshop, it's so much more efficient. You can create a private group for these people and just imagine the kind of competition in a good way, that all of these people are working towards the same goal, and just think about the energy that it creates. You know, everyone supporting each other. If someone's got a question, someone else might answer it from the workshop, you know. And basically we've got people maybe earning 5 grand, 10 grand, 50 grand next to each other, working towards the same goal of, you know, increasing their business, right? And I think that this is really super efficient and important, so that you literally create such a mastermind where each and every one of them, you know, has the same goal, and you just help them get there. So this way, it's not only much more efficient, but it's also much more beneficial to both them and you too. So at the end, you're left with 50 grand a month for a total work of 10-20 hours. Now you tell me if that's cool. And you know, let me just go back. This 50 grand per month is if you enroll 10 clients at 5 grand per month. Now let's say you enroll 20 of them, which is absolutely doable. Well, then you've got 100,000 per month. But hey, this is our secret to attracting an abundance of pre-sold leads, easily enrolling them at premium prices, working less than 20 hours per month, while making each and every client happy. Right now in my workshop, in my group coaching, I'm maintaining 100% success rate. Now that's because of 2 reasons. As I mentioned, I'm expensive, I charge high prices, and therefore only people who get into my workshop are motivated, are committed, and are serious. And each of them applies the stuff. And if they do, and they get next to it my help, well, people get results, and that's what matters. So all you need, guys, is to command premium prices, create your own workshop, and build a simple webinar funnel. Now, here's what I promised. I hopefully delivered the goods. So what you've gotten is a mindset shift that you can use to literally raise your prices just like this, immediately. An easy structure so you can create a group workshop in a matter of days. Literally just one training and one Q&A session per week for the next 8 weeks, and boom, you've got a group workshop. and a simple formula that you can use to create a great webinar, and which pretty much pre-qualifies people. So guys, this is your treasure map for daily high ticket sales on autopilot, and I want you to think about in the future. In the next 30 days, you can have your own workshop, you can command a much higher price tag, you can create a simple webinar funnel, it's not that hard to do, and you can create a 5, even 6 figures per month business and have an abundance of money and free time. Now, what would 2,000 to 5,000 or even more per day mean to you? To me, that would mean everyday Christmas. That actually means, because it's already a reality, right? Each and every day I can wake up with that peace of mind behind my back that, today I helped countless of clients increase their business. And, I can spend all my time with the family and basically also the friends. And, back in the day, I was even making a decent amount of money, but I had no time. Well, one of the most precious things now that I discovered is time. Even it's more precious than money. You can never get it back. You can always make more money, but you can never get your time back. So having the freedom and really the time to do all the things that I wanted to do, and also having the resources to make it a reality, to travel, having the cash flow, life is good. Life is beautiful. So I want you to really think about this. What would this mean to you? And, you might be thinking on a materialistic level, all right, I'll buy a new house, I buy a Rolls Royce and a Rolex, which is pretty cool. You can do it. And, these toys are, of course, nice things. But I want you to just, for a moment, think about what would it mean on a family, on a family, or maybe an emotional level. You could spend more time with the kids, with the family, your loved ones. You could provide the best type of, stuff for them. For example, for the kids, you could provide the best type of college for them, whatever that means to you. I want you to think about it. Or maybe on an emotional level, it would just eventually mean that you could, have more peace of mind, more security, safety, and just the feeling of fulfillment and more happiness. Because anyone tells you that money doesn't buy happiness? Well, guess what? It does. It can buy. And it's not the money itself, it's the things that you buy for someone else, and it's the emotion that they get from it, and at the end, the emotion that you get from their happiness. You see what I'm saying? So really, it's about charity. It's about giving back, paying it forward. And, before I was wealthy, many people said that the most valuable currency on earth is charity, is giving back, is really helping others without expecting nothing in return. And I was able to experience it in my life, and I can tell you from personal experience that it's an invaluable feeling. It's really one of the best. So if you've, maybe never experienced it or had a very little of it, I want you to experience it too. Now I also want you to think about a bit different, alright? What is it costing you not to have this in your business right now? Not to have such a sales process in your business that's generating you daily high ticket sales on autopilot, that's basically taking care of all the work. You're working like 20 hours per week, 20 hours per month. Well, how would it feel to you? What would it mean to you? Well, if you didn't have this, it might just cost you those fancy things. You might not be able to buy them. And eventually, time flies quickly. In a few months, in a few years, it would maybe mean, free time. And, if you really think into the future, it might just cost your sanity, peace of mind. Because right now, I don't know you personally. But maybe at the end of this webinar, I will, because I have something for you. But hey, right now, you might have a business that's doing quite well, but you're just spending way too much time in it. Or maybe you don't even have a business that's doing so well, and you're spending still way too much time in it. So, really, to have such a HT, high ticket daily sales system in your business is something priceless, right? So at this point, you pretty much understand that you need to make a change if you want to make more money, have more free time, and at the end, just provide the best for your loved ones, right? Because it's not only about you. It's okay to be selfish and want to do these things, but if you want to give back, it's time to do it. So right now, you have a choice. You have a choice to take all this that I just taught you and implement it on your own with all the trial and error, the headaches, the frustration that it entails. And of course, it's trial and error. It could mean that you waste a lot of time and money in the process. Or you could get the maximum results in a minimum time. Here's how I can help you. So guys, I've set aside some time for the next 2 weeks to talk with you about your business. Now, I can take a look at your funnels, your webinars, your offers, your website, your landing pages, basically everything, even the ads that you are running. And I can give you some great insight and advice to maximize your business and basically help you make this a reality. Now we can talk about all that and even get you complete clarity on where your business is right now and where you want it to be. So, you might be wondering, the cost, it's free. And why am I doing this? Well, we get on a call. It's going to be around 45-60 minutes. And as I said, we get you first of all complete clarity, and then in the remaining time we can give you some great insight on your business. And alone these tips can literally double or triple your sales flow. So it's really going to be valuable, a great experience, I can promise it. Now, another point to get on the call is to figure out if we are a good fit. If you think that we could help you and work with you long term, and if we see that you're a good fit, that you've got something of great value, and that we think that we could help you increase your business exponentially over the next few weeks, then we can talk about getting you into one of our coaching programs and getting you some great results. But as I said, there's not going to be any sales pressure, any sales pitch on the call. We get you clarity, we get you some great insight, and if you've loved it, if you've liked what you've heard, and you'd like to talk about working with us long term, well, we can definitely talk about it. And if we see that you're a good fit, we can get you enrolled into our coaching program. But hey, that's the thing of the future. Right now, I'd just like to ask you to go to meetme.so/PeterSabo, schedule in a call with me, and we can talk about getting you some awesome results. Let me just adjust my camera, screen. Alright. So, if you've been recycling your New Year goals over and over for the past few years, and if you really want to make a change in 2015 and just change around your business and life, I'd like to invite you to go to meetme.so/PeterSabo. It's spelled PeterSabo, and that's my name. And you can book in a session with me personally, or someone, or some of the coaches on my team. And basically, we can talk about, as I mentioned, your business, getting you clarity. And if you think it's a good fit, then we can talk about getting you into one of our coaching programs if we really see that's a good fit. Because, we also operate with total integrity. Look, if you are ready to hand us, our fee, but if we see that we are simply not a good fit, we'll just have to decline it. And by the way, right now we have a waiting list for our coaching mastery workshop. So even if we see that's a good fit, you might have to wait a few weeks to be able to get in. It's 8 weeks long, and we basically help you implement all of this specifically for your business. And pretty much, if you do all the work, well, you'll get awesome results. So once again, go ahead to meetme.so/PeterSabo, and we'll get you some great information, clarity on your business. And if you really want to change it all around, if you want to stop recycling your goals each and every year, and you want to really crush it in 2015, and in the next few months, change around your business, whether you're a coach or consultant and you just want to massively increase it exponentially, or you're an online marketer, therapist, advisor, you want to create a hugely successful coaching business, and then get on a call with me or someone on my coaching team, and we can talk about getting you all this great stuff. As I said, we'll literally take a look at each and every moving piece of your business, whether that's the ads, the funnel, the webinar, the landing page, everything, and we can give you some great insight. Look, we've been doing this for over years, not only for ourselves, but for the clients that we work with. So if you think that, we can help you, well, we definitely can. So I just want to really invite you to get on the call, because the value you're going to get out of it is going to be huge. I can promise it. And another promise that I can make confidently and just, feeling completely content about it, is that this is going to be the best time spent on your business ever. That's a promise. So basically what I try to illustrate here, that there's nothing to lose, really. You've got nothing to lose. The call is going to be around 45-60 minutes, and we'll just give you some awesome information. And at the end, if you think that this is a good fit, well, we can talk about working long term. Alright, so now at this point, I would normally go into the Q&A session, but I find it kind of counterintuitive when you can just get in the call with us and ask any questions on the call. Now, if you even got questions regarding the call itself, still book in a session with us, and we can even answer it live on the call. Also, I'd like to ask you, if you book in a session with us, please attend live, because we are both spending our valuable time. As I said, that's the most valuable currency on earth, and you know, if you want to get some serious value out of it, all you gotta do is book in a session, actually be there, and we'll help you change around your business for the better. Okay, I'll be shutting this down real soon, so here's my last call to action. Guys, if you really want to change around your business this year, in the first half of 2015, you want to make great changes, not only in your, professional life, but also in your personal life, I'm here to help you. Get in a free call with us, with no sales pitch, no sales pressure. It's just going to be a friendly call. I'll get you some great information, clarity, and if you've liked it, we can talk about working long term. So that's pretty much it. Guys, if you have any questions, feedback, just get on a call, let us know. Below this chat box, I think you can type in some stuff, and it'll send right to my email. So if you have any feedback for this webinar, whether you are satisfied with the content or not, whatever that might be, you can type it below. I'm always looking to improve and get better results to my clients day after day. So that's one of my missions, and yeah, just pretty much let me know what do you think. I hope I've been able to get you some great information. Really, if you just take these 3 massive points of information and just changing mindset shifts, you implement it, you're going to see a great difference in your business. So please take it, hold it with both hands, and put it into action. If you'd like to help us put it into action for your specific business needs and goals, get on a call with us. We'll help you. We're more than happy to help you. And again, if we see it's a fit, we can talk about working long term. So guys, I'll be shutting this down in 3, 2, 1. If you've been sitting on the fence for all this long time, browsing around Facebook, whatever that might be, to take action is right now. Take it right ahead. Bye bye. See you on the call.